Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I am here to talk about Game 41 of the regular season, where the Rangers get absolutely pummeled by the Carolina Hurricanes, 6-3. Whoo boy, this was not fun. Now, full disclosure, I did not get a chance to watch the game. Work complicated it. I missed the entirety of it. I've missed a few games this season where I've missed like the first period or the first 15 minutes. This was the entire thing. The game was over before I even got home. So, I am going off of highlights and what people have said on Twitter and what I've been able to read. Now, when I say that, I don't mean I just looked up one tweet on Twitter. I've looked through many different people to get a general consensus of it. And what I can gather is that was not fun. This is just going to be a one-taker because, again, I really don't have a horse in this race because I didn't watch all that much. I watched all the goals, and I must say, defense, where are you? First goal was Trocheck, and man, Nemeth in front, not guarding him at all. I mean, he's there, but he isn't, giving Georgiev any help. I thought that was kind of funny. The Seth Jarvis goal with Sebastian Aho assist, that was a beautiful 2-on-1. I'm not particularly mad at Georgiev there. Adam Fox, oddly enough, was the one that completely wet the bed on that play, which you're not going to hear me say that often in a season. The Jesper Fast goal on a slapper, I mean, 3-1, and at that point you're kind of like, okay, this ain't going to be too fun. Rangers would get a couple of goals tonight. I'll talk about those briefly. Mika Zibanejad power play goal. You know how in the last video I said, man, if Mika can get his slapper back and it'd be good again, it's going to be fun. That was a pretty darn nice slapper by Mika. It wasn't like a bullet, but it was a nice slap shot that did go in. Put the Rangers on the board. Panarin and Kreider with assists on it. There was a Kreider goal where he just pounces on a rebound. That was pretty darn nice. Fox with obligatory assist there. Mika Zibanejad also had an assist, so he had a 2-point night. The McKegg goal, boy, oh boy, was that a beautiful backhanded pass by Ryan Reeves to get him the puck. That's a positive. But, man, 6-3. This was not that good. This was just not a good game. Now, people somewhat lost their minds, I've seen on Twitter and on Instagram and everywhere about this game, about how we are awful. And I'm like, guys, this is one of the best teams in the league. It's the Carolina Hurricanes. We're in their home. Like, calm down. Sometimes you get your lunch money stolen. It happens. Everyone just deep breaths. We're okay. We knew our problems going into this game, which was defense. So, oh my gosh, the defense got picked apart. Who could have saw that coming? Everyone. We didn't have Shesterkin in net, which I'm okay with, right? I thought it was an interesting thought to put Georgiev in for possibly the greatest revenge game in the history of the NHL. Did not work that well, especially because Tony DeAngelo got a slap shot, or not a slap shot, but a power play goal to end it, and made it 6-3. But, did he have 3 points last night, by the way? Pretty sure he had like 3 points. Yeah, he had a 3-point night. Kill me. Anyway, like, it happens. I'm not losing it. Again, we didn't put Shesterkin in. We have a back-to-back. The next game's tonight at 7 versus Arizona back in MSG. Like, it makes sense to me. Like, why putting Georgiev in here? Also, I heard one argument, I believe, I can't remember who said it, but it was, don't let Carolina start finding holes in Shesterkin's armor. And I like that idea. We're going to be a playoff team. Point blank. I don't mind the thought of, hey, let's not put Shesterkin in against this team yet until maybe we can find some of their weaknesses, and don't let them find Shesterkin's. I'm totally down with that idea. But man, mainly the thing that I have a problem with tonight is the defense, which was awful. There were a few goals, I think, that are completely on the defense. The first goal is a power play, and I don't love putting those on the goaltender anyway, but man, you really would have loved to have seen Nemeth dub something to the guy in front. The second goal, defense caves and allows a 2-on-1. Sorry that I bumped the mic there. Sebastian Aho one was kind of rough. It ended up being Dryden Hunt back to try to defend him instead of one of the defensemen. And the Niederreiter goal was Schneider on Georgiev's right, pinches to go for the guy behind the net, and so does Nemeth, leading Niederreiter right in front, who can just bury it. Like, I saw someone say, if Shesterkin's in net, we at least go to overtime. I'm like, guys, no. The shots were 35-23. I love Shesterkin. No, if the defensive performance was the same, we still get clobbered. Like, no, this was not a Georgiev thing. This was a defense thing, and that the offense was pretty meh on that topic as well. I'm going to talk about the offense for a second. It has been brought to my attention that Ryan Reeves, after a mistake, was brought to the first line to replace Capo Caco. Man, we got to do something with the lines. And I would like to farther an idea that I saw on Twitter that I really liked, which was the first line consisting of Kreider at center, or Kreider on one wing, Mika at center, and Lafreniere on the other wing. I really like that idea. And then the second line being Panarin, Strome, Kakko. I love that a lot. I think it makes perfect sense. Kakko is a physical player and good along the boards. Panarin's fine along the boards, and so is Strome, but Kakko being on the first line with Mika and Kreider, who are both bigger guys, physical guys, it just seems redundant. Putting him on the second line with Panarin and Strome, who aren't the most physical guys, to me makes perfect sense. And putting a guy like Lafreniere on the first line, who's a massive playmaker for two big goal scoring guys, especially Kreider, who netted his 26th of the ninth, which is insane to me. That makes perfect sense to me. I would love to see those lines. I want to see Alexis Lafreniere be on a line with players that can actually finish plays. Right? People are getting upset at Alexis Lafreniere and Capo Caco right now because, they're busts. A, they're both young. B, Kako's been on a line where I don't think he's been able to be used properly to a full extent. I think he'd be better on the second line. And Lafreniere, anytime he's been on a line with players who are pretty solid this season, when he had those 3 games on the second line, he was doing really well. And that second line was buzzing. And that was when he had better players, and those better players were Barclay Goodrow and Ryan Strome. This wasn't even Panarin and Strome. He had Panarin and Strome for one night, and they looked great. And then when Panarin went down with COVID, that line still looked good for a couple days. I would like to see him on the first line. I think it would look better. That's really what I'm looking for. How many times this season have we had Alexis Lafreniere passes that are really nice, really good plays by Alexis Lafreniere, and Hedl or Gauthier just can't finish it? It feels like that's happening every other night with him. Also, people are upset at this young guy that isn't contributing that much, and he's getting 13 minutes a night. I'll find it really quickly. I want to say he's averaging about 13 minutes a night. Yeah, so 13:27 time on ice this season on average. For reference, last year with David Quinn in his rookie season, he was actually averaging about 30 seconds more. I want him out on the ice more. Also, I would put this out there. He has more takeaways this season than last year. He has more blocked shots than last year. He has more hits than last year. He's better defensively. He's making plays. He's just not having opportunities to finish said plays because he's with players who can't finish them. I want to see Alexis Lafreniere have a better chance, and I think putting him on the first line would be great. And on that same token, I think putting Kakko on the second line would be fantastic. Anyway, that's really all I have. I wish I could give more in-depth for the game. It couldn't be helped. And I'm sorry that happened, and then also the video is coming out this morning instead of last night. But when I got home, I was just dog-tired. So, that's all for today. Well, currently, there is another game tonight. We're back in MSG against Arizona. Shesterkin will certainly be in net. So hopefully, we can rebound. Anyway, that is all I have to say for this video. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and go Rangers.